Hey, and welcome to 2024's last episode of Monday Night Football. And it's where Soccertown USA comes to you. As you can see, notably absent is Juan. And so anticipate the show to be on point tonight. We might be running late in production, but I have a feeling it's going to be a better show all the way around. And Chio, thank you for joining me this evening.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here on time. Juan, where are you?
Exactly. So all of a sudden, you know what it is? You know what it's like? You ever had those people that, they're supposed to work their last day and then they don't show up on their last day? Man, that's some shady stuff right there.
And it's the same ones that are saying, will you be there the last day? I'm here.
Yeah, here we are. So we're holding it down here. So in tonight's episode, we're going to bring in some players. We have Carson Russell coming in. He's going to talk about his senior season, his recruitment process, and ultimately him getting a scholarship to play at Mars Hill. And then also coming on later in the show, we have Hayden Adams and Jerry Favela from Northwest Whitfield and Southeast Whitfield, now at Reinhardt College and Rhodes College. So they're going to talk about their first year experience and shed some light. And hopefully we're all going to learn a little something tonight. I think they have a lot to offer. But, Gio, first what I want to do is I want to talk about the Soccertown USA Scholarship that was started last year by Soccertown USA. And the two recipients last year, and just so you guys know, there's one female and one male each year that will win this. It is a $1,000 scholarship to use however the individual sees fit for their school. And last year's winners were Angel Garcia from Southeast and Leslie Alanis also from Southeast. So, Clemency, if we could pull up the graphic, we're going to go over this year's nominees. And I will say that these nominees are brought to us by their coaches. These are players that the coaches deem that are invaluable to their teams and worthy of nomination. So you want to take the names on the first page?
Sure. So at Christian Heritage, we have Landon Wagner. Did I say that wrong?
That's it.
Carson Russell. At Cahulla Creek, we have Sandra Ramirez and Miguel Arredondo.
And I know Sandra Ramirez, she's going to be getting a full ride to Georgia Tech. And that is on a...
That's something to be proud of.
Yeah, that's an awesome scholarship. And also Miguel is also from Cahulla Creek.
Sweet. Okay, and then we have Dalton Academy. We have Maria Gaitan, and we have Derek Villalobos Vargas. Dalton High, we have Emily Mesa and David Saldana. Murray County, we have Madeline Lynch and Daniel Ramirez. And at North Murray, we have Diana Hernandez and Sergio Miranda.
All right, and I'll take Northwest Whitfield will be Sam Lara and Matt Molina. And then at Southeast Whitfield, following in the footsteps of Leslie Alanis and Angel Garcia, is Ashley Hurtado and Victor Cordoba. So congratulations to all those nominees. Hopefully within the next about a month or so, a winner will be selected by the Soccertown committee. And, you've been to college, you know how important money is, and, and every little bit counts, right?
Every little bit, including a gas tank. You have to think about your food, think about your supplies. I know sometimes they're like, you don't have to think about your supplies, but I remember even in college, I'll be like, do you have a pencil? Do you have a pen? Running in for 5 a.m. practices, it was not it.
But following in Angel and Leslie's, those are big shoes to fill. So good luck to all the nominees. And coming up next, we will have I believe Carson Russell is going to be coming on next to talk about his high school career. So stay with us.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey,
That's our part.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
I chose OptiLink because of the great local service.
We know computers, and OptiLink knows internet with high-speed symmetrical uploads and downloads.
My customers depend on me for safety and security, and I need fast and dependable internet. That's why I chose OptiLink.
Some people say you can't have fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today, 706-529-1313.
I'm Waylon. I live in Dalton, and I'm the owner of Elite Lineman Training Institute.
And I'm Mitch Sanford with Biltwell Bank.
When I left Georgia Power to start my own business, I met with Mitch and told him what we were doing.
I told Waylon, you're the kind of business we want to work with.
We have a very high standard for how we work as a company and especially how we treat our clients. After a very candid conversation with Mitch, we knew we were on the same page.
Today, we're working on several businesses, training and real estate.
Because they do the heavy lifting, so I can focus on my business. My bank is Biltwell.
Hey, and welcome back to Monday Night Football. As you can see, joining Chio and I is Carson Russell, the pride of Christian Heritage. And we're going to get to him in just a second. But I do want to bring up this announcement. This Saturday at Delray Farm, starting at 8 a.m., will be a kermes, if I'm saying that correctly. And that's going to be to benefit Kenny Rangel, which you guys know he had to have the partial leg amputation earlier in the year. And we're still raising funds for him. So go say what up to Kenny, get some food out there, donate some money, and let's get out and support as a community. So once again, that starts at 8 a.m. And I believe that is at Delray Farms. We have the graphic up there, so if I'm wrong, look at the graphic. The graphic is right. I'm probably wrong. But get out there and support. And thank you, Soccertown USA, for doing that. All right, Carson, Senior, Christian Heritage. Congratulations! You're almost out the door, man.
Thank you. It's been a long journey.
It doesn't get any shorter with any luck, man. I promise. So let's talk about like your whole kind of like soccer career. Are you born and raised in Dalton?
No, sir. So I was originally born in Chattanooga.
Okay.
And then I moved down to Mobile, Alabama, which is near Gulf Shores.
Right.
And lived there for about 10 years and then moved back up here because my mom got a job as the director of tourism.
Okay, awesome. And so when was your first year in high school at Christian Heritage?
Probably 2020, so around COVID.
Okay, so you were a freshman that year?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so you played under Coach Boyd all 4 years, a member of that special squad last year that won a state championship. Talk to us a little bit about last year and that kind of magical run for a state title.
So last year was definitely the best year that I think we've ever had, like not as just, from a soccer standpoint, but as a school standpoint. We brought home not just a soccer, but also a tennis state championship. And so basically what it looked like was, beginning of the year, we played Dalton Academy in a scrimmage. And, I'm sitting next to Marco Aristegi, who y'all would all know pretty well. And I turned to him and I was like, I think we might win a state championship. And then we went on and we went to beat Dalton Academy. And then we went throughout the entire game. We never really struggled throughout the season. Like, we were beating teams 10-0, 8-0. And they were good teams. And then, we get into the first playoff game and we beat, I think it was Washington Wilkes 10-0. Go to LOA 5-1. Atkinson 3-1, and we get to GMC, and I'm sitting in the locker room next to Marco, and I'm turning to him, and I was like, yeah, I think we're going to do it. And so then during the game, they score first, and Marco just gives me a look, and I knew at that point, I was like, it's on. And so, the first, I sent him a ball, and he scored off it, the very first one, and it was, hearing the crowd behind us, it was probably one of the best moments of my high school career. And then, Peter Pridgeon, he sends him, in the second half, sends him the next ball. Yep. We score, and it was very fulfilling to see because we built up through it from freshman to, my junior year, and it was very fulfilling to see it all come together and basically hit the peak of the mountain.
Right. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, how did you guys build up to that? Like, at practice, what would you do? What was the routine?
So we tried to keep everything the same. So, like, on Mondays, we would go through a technical warm-up. We would do dribbling, passing, do all that. And then we'd really focus on offense versus defense because last year our defense was very strong.
Land of Giants. I remember. You guys were huge.
Yeah, our defense was very strong. And we also had, I think it was me, Elliot, Peter, Marco, all of us. It was basically, we were all match for match. And so it was, just making them better and making us better, trying to get through. And that's really kind of how we built up into such a good team.
Yeah, it was the old iron sharpens iron adage. Yeah.
And you said that while you were in the regular season, you said you felt that in you. What was the feeling? What was the competition between the other teams?
Basically, it was just, like once every win kind of built up into like another kind of stepping stone. And so it was like a fire that Coach Boyd had lit inside of us to really, just be better. And she always challenged us to not only be better players, but to be better people. And so at the end of the day, even though we did win a state championship, it was also good because we did it in a way that would have kind of shown how we're good people.
And off that team, you had Peter went on a college soccer scholarship. Marco got a soccer scholarship. Did Forsman go?
No.
He did. Okay. So, but you guys had a lot of talent on that. And so coming forward to this year, like you're wearing the captain's armband. You're the one, you're kind of left standing, to carry the torch. So how is it different for you personally this year and the load put on you? Because last year you could kind of distribute the goal scoring, but this year not as much.
I think that it was more responsibility when you get down to it. Kind of coming into a team, we're really young. We've only got 4 seniors, and last year we had 9. And just the difference between I would say the difference between ability was a big factor, but also, I think we had to work harder than we did last year. And I think that it really kind of showed in, let's say, we played Eccles this year, and it was really grueling. I mean, we played over 100 minutes and went to PKs.
It was a slugfest.
Mm-hmm. And I just think kind of the technical ability was different. But I think what we lacked in technical ability, we also grew in grit. Mm-hmm. And I think that we battled it out. And, we still had people helping, carry the load. It wasn't just me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I had, so many goals. But then you also had, I say Louise and Jose.
Sure.
They were up there helping me, Joseph Bolger, Evan. It was a team effort. And I think that is, we kind of rallied as a team. And that would helped us kind of propel us into the Final Four.
All right. It's now kind of going on to college now. When did you decide that I'm going to go play college ball? Was that always the goal for you?
So I played club when I was in Alabama, and I was probably about 8th grade. Me and my dad were sitting around the kitchen table and we were talking, and I was like, I kind of want to go play college soccer. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of hesitant about it because I didn't know what all it had to offer. And so we looked into it, and I was like, yeah, this is a real possibility. So that's probably when I started, looking. And then my actual process probably started around freshman or sophomore year. Oh,
so you started talking to colleges and that's...
Well, it was more ID camps and all that, and then just getting in contact with coaches. Okay. So then I didn't have to, start from scratch whenever they could actually recruit me.
Very cool. When do you think your recruitment, or do you have something?
No.
I was just going to ask, when do you think your actual recruitment started? Junior year? When did you commit and your relationship with Mars Hill?
So I went to an ID camp in about January of my junior year, and that's when they noticed me and we started talking.
Yeah.
And then, I sent one of the coaches the link to the state championship game, and he watched it. And I went on a visit in August, and that's basically, I went on a visit, and then the day after I committed. And they were just really good to my family, and it was a place that I think that I could call home for the next 4 years. So.
I don't know what that sounds like an ideal scenario. He recognized that in 8th grade that there was something you wanted to do. Then you built towards that. You established contact with those guys through an ID camp as a junior, got the process going, and then by, you're saying fall your senior year, you had it wrapped up.
Yes, sir.
So you got to play your whole senior year and not be on your brain.
It was basically just it wasn't a free year, but I got to lay off and not really have to worry about college and all that.
That's awesome. I was just going to add, so you said building up onto that. What were some things that you needed to do in order to pursue that? What do you need in college to get into that?
It's pretty much grades are a very important thing. Grades are first and foremost. You need to have, if you have a higher GPA, you're more likely to get recruited. You kind of have to have a little bit of swagger and confidence with you, because if you don't have confidence, then you're going to go in there and you're going to second guess everything, and it's not going to end well. And then next, I think you just have to be open to a lot of things. Like Mars Hill, they're a D2, and I didn't want to get bogged down in all the D1s, because that's what most people look at and kind of judge it off that. Mm-hmm. But they're a D2, and I think that that's important because when you go off, how do I word this? When you go off and you kind of learn and you want to play a certain level, mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what level, as long as you're still playing, that's the important part.
We've said that 1,000 times, and we had Dr. Goss on here earlier in the year said the same thing. He's like, just because you're not going to go to a D1, like find your level and go excel at that level and enjoy the game. So any tips that you'd like to leave for anybody like trying to get recruited?
I think you just need to be intentional with who you talk to. Not just email D1s, but go to D2s, D3s, and AI, because they're all good schools. And I think when I went to all the camps, I think the most important thing was that anyone can beat anyone. Like soccer is a game where it doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't play well, you don't perform, then you're not going to win. And so I would say that, and then confidence is also a very big thing, because I haven't gone to Mars Hill yet and played, but I can already tell from I watched this segment before, and so it was interesting to hear them talk about how other guys came in, you're not the best player, so you have to kind of regain your confidence and find out where you fit.
Jill, anything to add?
Well, I want to say good luck to you, and I feel like you have a good head on your shoulders. But other than that, is there anything that you want to carry with you? That it doesn't have to be soccer, but just something with you. As you said, confidence. What is something that you're going to take with you?
I would probably just have to say I think confidence is probably the biggest one, and then probably my faith. Because I'm a big believer, I'm a Christian, big believer in God. And so I think if I can build that up, and Mars Hill, they're a Christian school, so if I can build that up and keep it going, then I think that nothing's going to stop me.
Great point to make. Find the school that matches who you are, that's going to match who's going to build the character that you have, right, that's going to feed into that more. Just so if it's not a match, look further. So Carson, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you having you on. And guys, that's stay with us. We're going to have Jerry Favela and Hayden Adams coming up next to talk a little more about their college experience. Stay with us.
We provide an excellent service for individuals who've had catastrophic injury cases, people who've had injuries that are going to last them, unfortunately, for the rest of their life. Being there for a person, being there to actually see them get better, that is what this field is all about. That's what we're really striving to do, and that's what we think we provide. You still have to have that empathy for the person so you can tell their story to the jury. At the end of the day, that's where your case is heard.
Has a recent storm damaged the roof of your home? Altman Roofing has been restoring homes since 1984. In Dalton alone, over 2,000 roofs have been replaced by Altman. Altman Roofing will also work with your insurance claim. For a free 15-minute estimate for roofing, siding, or gutters, call 706-529-8136 or visit altmanroofing.com. You can also see their professional work on Facebook.
Thank you.
Thank you, North Georgia. Gracias, North Georgia.
We appreciate you, North Georgia.
I'm C-Mark. I'm John Moore. Like the Georgia Bulldogs, we're #1.
Thank you, North Georgia, for voting us #1 6 years in a row.
If you're hurt and want the best,
give us a call. We'll do the rest.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. Here we have Jerry and Hayden. These are our former college players, and we have a few questions for them.
Oh, yeah. So, first of all, what's up, White Chocolate? Glad to have you back in town.
Yeah.
I got to know, first off, did White Chocolate follow you to Reinhardt? Does anybody yell White Chocolate?
No.
You know what?
Not yet.
How did you gain that?
When we were playing Dalton, someone yelled it in the crowd, and I just took it and ran with it. So.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
And Jerry, you're all the way out in West Tennessee at Rhodes College. Nice to have you back.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm in Memphis, so I'm quite a bit far back from Dalton.
So are you an Elvis man now?
A little bit. I've changed a little bit of the music.
You changed a little bit.
Did we add some genres in there?
Yeah, I added a couple genres.
Like what? What did you add?
A couple. I was Presley and just like the college music differences.
So I gotta ask, did you go see Elvis's Place?
No, I haven't yet. I've been busy all year, but that's one of the bucket lists.
That's on the list.
On the list in Memphis to do.
All right, so we'll kind of get down to the nitty gritty now. Jerry, you're a graduate from Southeast Whitfield. You're now at Rhodes College out in Memphis. You got in 7 games last year. Just to kind of set the stage, you got in 7 games last year, and Hayden, you are Ron Hart. You got in 10 games last year. Both of you as freshmen, playing as true freshmen, right? So now I just want to set that up to like compare it to high school later on. When you guys are in high school, like how hard do you feel like you had to work to get your starting spot?
Yeah, so I'll answer that first. I mean, obviously there's a big step between college and high school. You never know like how much it takes to be the next level. I think it's a big difference, and so just simply conditioning, that plays a big part, and then strength, and then apart from like the technical abilities, and the college level is way different than it is in high school.
I mean, was there ever a time in high school, like your junior and senior, or maybe even going back, when did you start? Like when did you first start at Southeast as on the varsity squad?
Freshman year, I was one of the varsity players as a freshman.
So from that point on, did you ever think about I may not start this game, or did you pretty much have it on
in the beginning? I remember like doing whatever it takes and just working as hard as I can to gain that spot on at least just the starting varsity squad at least.
Yeah. Hayden, what about you?
So I started starting sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
The competition is I wouldn't say it's not as hard to work for as it is in college, because college is all the best players from high schools around, and you have to compete against those. And then in high school, it's not most of the time, it's not kind of technical ability, but it's your physical and your athletic ability. And so it's how you play and your technical ability in college more.
Right.
So.
And I wanted to add on, I did hear Jerry mentioned strengthening, conditioning. How have you, or both of you guys, how do you guys feel like you've transitioned your growth in that from high school to college? What have you done differently to improve that?
So going into college, my coach he loves conditioning and strength and stuff, my college coach. And so I was kind of just thrown in there. And the first day we had 6 a.m.s and 10 o'clock, 2-a-days. So I'm getting up for 6 a.m. practice, going to breakfast, and then I'm going to 10 o'clock after. And both of those practices were conditioning practices. So I kind of just was forced into it. It was rough. It was very, very rough to do it, but it was also, I was in the best shape I've ever been in. So it whoops you into shape.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I think literally exactly the same schedule as he did. 6 a.m. Conditioning, then breakfast, light breakfast, because you don't want to eat too much, and then 10 a.m. right after. So I think, it's a lot, especially coming in as a freshman. Like, you never know. Like, you think you're in shape, but you're really not. That's how I saw it as, and I realized that right away. Like, just with the first conditioning, I realized it's just a big step, and you had to condition more in order to gain that college.
So what I'm hearing is, even though in high school, I know both you were club ball kids. Like, I know y'all both played club. I know that you probably played, whatever, indoor at times and things like. Still, there was a big gap in the physicality, like the conditioning and that sort of thing, to be able to get out there and earn your minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no such thing as being conditioned enough. You can always be more conditioned.
Yeah, I agree with that. Stand by that.
And this is a little bit of kind of off the field. And obviously you guys are in school now and you had the grades to get into college. But was high school, like, this will vary from player to player, but did high school academics, were you guys challenged by that? Did you have a difficult time balancing, the classroom and the field in high school? Was that a problem for either of you, or have you guys always been pretty studious?
Yeah, I'll answer that first. So I would say I've always been like an organized person. So when it comes to like planning my day out when it comes to like trainings, and I used to work out in the morning, so before school. So I learned to manage my time, and then when I had big tests coming up, I would study a bit. So I was always pretty good at that, and in high school it was not as bad.
Was that organization did you carry that with you in college?
Yeah, in college I definitely carried on, but there's a big difference, and I realized that right away, and I had to put even more time into studying, when I would usually just spend an hour studying, and not in college, just way more time studying.
Hayden.
So in high school, I didn't take it as serious. I didn't study as much. Still got the grades, but
like the honesty.
Yeah, no, that's what we're looking for.
We love the honesty.
Yeah, my mom might kill me, but
it's okay. It's past now. Those are the rules.
But I didn't put as much effort into high school, which I should have. I always talk to my parents and people around me. If I put as much effort in high school as I do in college, I make straight A's. I make good grades. But in college, I do study a bit more. I have to. But there's also some classes where they're lenient, and it's easier in high school. It just kind of balances. But there are also classes where they're way more challenging than high school. And you're right, it's more, the workload is way more.
I was going to add on to that. I was going to see, what is the motive to keeping those grades up in college?
Scholarship.
Scholarship.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you dangle money and scholarship out in front of somebody, how motivated they get. Hey, guys, stay with us, because in the next segment, we're going to talk a little more about school, but we're also going to talk about recruitment, which I think remains this big mystery about how it happens. So stay with us.
My car looks totally ruined. I don't even know what to do.
Locally owned Dalton Collision Center is the only choice when it comes to all of your auto body and refinish needs. Our experienced staff provides quality work from start to finish, will help with your claim, and even assist with getting your rental car. Everything from A to Z.
So you can focus on life, we can focus on getting you there.
We provide an excellent service for individuals who've had catastrophic injury cases. People who've had injuries that are going to last them, unfortunately, for the rest of their life. Being there for a person, being there to actually see them get better, that is what this field is all about. That's what we're really striving to do, and that's what we think we provide. You still have to have that empathy for the person so you can tell their story to the jury. At the end of the day, that's where your case is heard.
This year, Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty is proudly commemorating our 50th anniversary, and what a journey it has been. For 5 decades, Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has been the heartbeat of real estate in Northwest Georgia.
We've had the privilege of helping thousands of homeowners with their real estate transactions. Thank you, Dalton and Northwest Georgia.
Whether you're buying, selling, or expanding your business, trust the experience that comes with 50 years of excellence. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Cartersville, Ringgold, and Cleveland, Tennessee.
Hey, and welcome back to Monday Night Football. We're here with another segment with Hayden Adams, who is currently at Reinhardt University, and Jerry Favela, who is at Rhodes College out in West Tennessee, aka Memphis. So we were just talking about wrapping up like high school, kind of what that looked like, the training regiment, the school component, which I know we're all pretty familiar with. But I wanted to have that segment to kind of set the stage for the next segment, actually. And in this segment, I want us to talk about recruitment. I know all three of you played college soccer, but guys, I want to talk to you right now. When did you first realize that you wanted to play soccer in college?
Yeah, so that's always been one of my dreams. ever since I went into high school, that was always my number one motivation, just to get in college and just do whatever it takes. So since I would say freshman year is when I really wanted to pursue playing in college.
So like that was the end point from day one.
Yeah, day one.
Hayden, what about you? Was that always the target, or was it just something?
So I kind of fluctuated, went back and forth. I was on the fence throughout my whole high school career, whether I want to play college or not. So I I signed late in April, so I was a late sign. And so I kind of took the ball and ran with it once I made my decision, I just went with it, stuck with it.
A little bit of a follow-up question for both of you. Jay, regardless of soccer, had you planned on going to college anyway?
Yeah. Either if I didn't win a soccer scholarship, I was still going to pursue staying academic in college. So, yeah.
Hayden, same for you?
Same for me.
And I only bring that up, I think, because I think there are some players out there, and you guys may know a few that, had it not been for soccer, they would not have pursued, a collegiate career and a degree. And so I think that's a powerful motivator for some people I wasn't even going to go to college, but I want to continue playing soccer. And after 4 years, it's like, now I have a degree and I got to continue playing. So I think for some players, that's an important component. But you guys sounded like you were going to go anyway, so.
And then to add on, I was going to say, does your major have anything to do with, going to college? Is that something that you wanted to pursue, that you're studying?
Or maybe the school you selected.
The school you selected.
So I'm majoring in accounting just because my strengths are numbers. I'm good with numbers. I can do numbers in my head. That's why I chose accounting. I thought it'd be the best fit for me.
I would say the same thing. I'm in the business. I don't know what exactly yet I want to major in, but something in the business, and that did play a role when I was, I had a couple options when it came to college offers, so I took Rhodes as a better option because I was open to more majors than I was in others.
Are these majors that just when they were described to you, was it something like, oh, that'll be something that I'll be interested in or could be good at after the soccer world?
Yeah, definitely. I remember when I went on tour at Rhodes, they told me a lot about the after college experience and the real world. So I would say, it played a big part when it came to that.
And I guess we can kind of start with the component of who initiated contact? Hayden, we'll start to you. Did Reinhardt reach out to you? Did you reach out to them? How does this magical thing happen that they call recruitment?
So recruiting, I tell everyone that wants to go to college, you want to start recruiting as early as possible. I didn't.
We've told you guys now for 3 years, as early as possible.
Yeah, so I didn't really start recruiting till my senior year, really, and end of junior year. So I got lucky being able to play. But I emailed all the colleges around, and Reinhardt invited me down to a camp, and that's how I got noticed by Reinhardt.
Okay, and did these emails that you sent, were they just like, hey, what's up?
No. You have to give them hey, I play at Northwest. Give them a description of how you play and what your GPA is, and then you just kind of send it out, and then they'll.
Did you send any highlights?
Yeah, you send highlights. I have a highlight video I sent out as well.
All right. And what about you, Jerry?
For me, so I went out to an ID camp up in. It was in Alabama, I think Birmingham to be exact. And the day after when I got back, it was on a Sunday. Coach from Rhodes reached out to me that next morning, and then from there kept in contact, and now I'm in Rhodes.
So that's good. So for you two, it looked different, and I think that's an important thing to point out is that there are different ways to get recognized. If you're playing club ball and you're in a tournament in Birmingham or Huntsville or wherever, you can get picked up by a scout, or you can send out emails. And I always point this out, and I've heard multiple college coaches say this, including Dalton State's coach, who said, you know what? Send out emails. We can't possibly know every player that wants to go and play in college. So, send us an email, just like you said, with important information on it, like who you are, your stats, your position, your style of play.
Grades.
Your GPA.
100%.
because if your GPA ain't where it needs to be, none of the rest of the stuff matters. Period. The end. So you've been warned. But, just getting that out to them and getting your name out, like there's nothing wrong with letting these coaches know that you're available for recruitment and because not everybody's looking to play in college. So they can't know who is and isn't. So thank you guys for sharing that. And to your video, did you ever put together a highlight video, Jerry?
Yeah, I did I had a couple of highlight videos, but I never sent them to any college coaches. I would always attend ID camps. So.
Okay, yeah, I got to say, and it helps to have a guy who puts those together for you. So know a good video guy. I know a few. Hit me up if you need one. So stay with us. When we come back, we're going to follow up with this, a little more recruitment, and then we're also going to talk about year one of real life in the trenches with these guys. Stay with us.
Here's two of the nicest guys in the car business.
Hey, it's Eddie and Greg here from North Georgia Toyota. It's our big midwinter sales event. And our new car and truck inventory is steadily increasing. So shop now while selection is at its best. Greg, other dealers are going to say, we can't do that. What do we say? We say, oh yes, we can. And that's only at North Georgia Toyota in Dalton. Come see us.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
When I work from home, I need fast, reliable internet. OptiLink provides that with no hidden fees.
Our customers depend on us for great service and quality.
And that's why we chose OptiLink Internet.
As we serve the needs of our clients, we need reliable internet service. That's why I chose OptiLink as my hometown provider.
Some people say you can't get fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today.
I'm Purby, live in Dalton, Georgia with Dos First Fresh Mexican Grill.
And I'm Rusty with Builtwell Bank.
My husband and I are business owners, and we have known Rusty for 15 years now.
Yes, we've done a lot of projects together.
That's right. And we need banking partners that understand our small business need.
We understand you can have a great idea, but you need financing.
Everyone at the bank knows my name, which I love. For my personal and business needs, my bank is Builtwell.
And welcome back with Monday Night Football. Todd and I are here with Jerry and Hayden. And let's follow up on some questions. So I myself am a coach. So it's an important role for me to grow relationships with my players. But I wanted to ask, do you guys feel like you have, good relationships with your coaches, or how did that start?
Yeah, I would say I have a great relationship with both my coaches, more as the head coach than I do with the assistant coach, but it's very important. They're the reason why you're there at college, so being close to them is one of the most important things when it comes to playing college soccer.
Hayden?
Yeah, I have a good relationship with my coach, definitely. It helps to have, just because they see the potential in you, and then they know how to develop you and grow. So you need that relationship.
Did they sit down at the table with you guys, like at your houses, and you guys had conversations with your families, or did you guys meet out, or how did that go down?
So when we were touring Reinhardt, the coach called us in his office, my whole family in there, and we just talked it all out.
The whole Adams family?
Yep. No, my brothers weren't there.
Oh, okay. Well, it probably was safer that way.
Yeah.
So mentioning the word family, and you guys do have to travel to these locations, right? You go to Reinhardt, you go to Rhodes. Do they make it feel like, you have that support system still with you, being away from your family? Can you explain a little bit of that, how that helps?
Yeah, definitely. Since I'm a little bit further, my coach knows firsthand. He knows, and since I'm an only child, he knows the big difference.
I relate.
And when it comes to missing back home and missing your parents, he's always very supportive of that, and just having my teammates around and just anything like that really helps. And thanks to him, I have a good support system at Rhodes.
At Reinhardt, yeah, you kind of just make a family away from home. That's kind of what the team is a family. Through the hard practices, through the losses and the wins, you kind of build a family around the team. You're a family away from home.
All right, and let's talk about the actual playing, like year one for you guys. And I know you've already talked about one of the biggest differences is the physicality of the game, the speed, and just overall the conditioning. But what about the tactical part of the game? Like on a scale of 0 to 10, like where were you tactically coming into versus like now? Because I've heard a few colleges say like a lot of high school players lack tactical awareness when they get to us. Is that something that you guys have found difficult to adjust to?
So playing in Dalton and the travel teams, club teams I played with, our tactics were completely different than what I played in college. In club ball, I played like, let's keep the ball, possession, let's, bounce pass, and then we'll go in on goal. Now we're just in goal, we're pressuring, constant pressure, and we're playing forward most of the time. We keep the ball, but we still want to go forward as much as possible.
Are they enforcing like a diverse on the field? So like you probably came in as one position, and all of a sudden, are you like, hey, you should try this position and see if you're good at it?
So I got played everywhere. Like I played striker, I played right wing, but he eventually moved me to.
Hey, they saw those highlights of you rising up in the box, man.
Yeah,
and that tends to happen in college.
Man. It was crazy, but I eventually got moved to right back and center back because he saw my defensive ability.
And that's something that probably you didn't know until someone outside. They're like, "Wait, you have this technique. You could probably use it somewhere else."
Right.
They saw him in finishing drills. They were like, "Get in the back."
No,
definitely.
Jerry,
what about for you, man? Like, tactically, did you feel like it was a big adjustment moving to the college game?
Yeah, definitely. I would say there's a difference from what I played in college or in high school and club. I had my own playing style, and when I got there, it's a whole different playing style, and you had to adjust in order to be part of the team. You couldn't just stick to your own playing habits, so you had to adjust and fit into the team because that's what's most important.
Is there like, I know there's a bunch of different colleges recruit from different areas. Is there something new that you were introduced to by either the foreign players or players from out of state or other places that you're just like, whoa?
Internationals. So there's guys from Switzerland, France, where else? Morocco, Chile. Everywhere.
So you just have a really international squad.
We had a pretty international squad. I think there was only like 5 Americans on the team.
Okay.
So it was cool though.
So, well, to that, like, I guess, what would you say is the biggest difference between those players coming from international to here when you like, okay, now I'm comparing them to back home playing club ball. Like, are they tactically more aware? Is their technical ability better, more physical, or is it yes to all of them or any of them?
So what I noticed immediately was the technical ability is very, very well. I think that's what they work on most back at home. So that's what I saw. The biggest difference is their technical ability and ability to play in small spaces.
Jerry, percentages, internationals?
Yeah, so for me, my school is we're all Americans. And there's no foreign or international students. So I think the difference for us is the players are just play simple. We don't really have any technical players. So yeah, I think it's just different. At least for me, we don't really have international students, so there's a difference.
But even then, they bring like different techniques from wherever they're from, right?
Yeah, different techniques. Some players are able to dribble and run at the defender, and others are not. So there's a difference.
And this is a little bit to you, the internationals coming in. Are they the same? Are they coming in at 18 years old, or are they older?
They're older.
Okay.
There's a freshman that's 24.
Okay, so to that, so we don't have much time left in this segment, but to that, and we're going to go into another segment because we still got a few things to cover. Like, you're not just going in as a freshman against another 18-year-old. You're going against guys that are 20-plus years old, 22, 23, even 24 years old, and now you're trying to stake your claim in that squad against essentially a grown man. Mm-hmm. Just kind of to paint the picture of what the scenario is like. So stay with us. We're going to come back for one more segment with these guys because I think there's still some more important points to hit. So we'll see you on the other side of the break.
We provide an excellent service for individuals who've had catastrophic injury cases, people who've had injuries that are going to last them, unfortunately, for the rest of their life. Being there for a person, being there to actually see them get better, that is what this field is all about. That's what we're really striving to do, and that's what we think we provide. You still have to have that empathy for the person so you can tell their story to the jury. At the end of the day, that's where your case is heard.
Has a recent storm damaged the roof of your home? Altman Roofing has been restoring homes since 1984. In Dalton alone, over 2,000 roofs have been replaced by Altman. Altman Roofing will also work with your insurance claim. For a free 15-minute estimate for roofing, siding, or gutters, call 706-529-8136 or visit altmanroofing.com. You can also see their professional work on Facebook.
Thank you.
Thank you, North Georgia.
Gracias, North Georgia.
We appreciate you, North Georgia.
I'm C-Mark. I'm John Moore. Like the Georgia Bulldogs, we're #1.
Thank you, North Georgia, for voting us #1 6 years in a row.
If you're hurt and want the best,
give us a call. We'll do the rest.
Hey, and welcome back to Monday Night Football. I want to squeeze one more segment in with these guys because I think we hit a rich vein of form right there with the questions. And so just coming off the last break, we were talking about like 22-year-old freshmen at some of these schools because they are international players. You know, maybe they've been cut loose from their club as high-level amateurs and they've been told they don't have a future there. They come to the U.S. So what I'm saying is like in a lot of ways, it is not easy to go even at these small schools and earn your spot or any playing time. So the fact that, you know, like Hayden's getting in there, I think you've gotten, 7-8 games this year or maybe more? I'm not sure. But you got playing time, and it's a hard thing to do. So I guess, you know, how are you getting in the weight room? Like, are you guys like lifting every day? Like, you guys still look skinny to me, but.
The camera adds some weight.
Yeah.
So I'm doing postseason workouts now, and I'm trying to engulf protein. So I'm trying to gain weight right now. It's bulking season for me. So, but you have to put on lean weight. You can't put on heavy weight because that's what makes it harder is putting on lean weight because you have to be able to run and still be heavier.
And I like that you mentioned that because we have a lot that, you know, aesthetically pleasing, we all want to look a certain way, but when it comes to competition, you know, sometimes putting those bigger muscles, whatever you aesthetically want to look like, it's not always beneficial on the field. So I'm pretty sure, you know.
Now, Jerry, did you hit weights in high school? Were you a big weightlifter?
No, I had one class senior year is my weight training, but that was probably my only.
That was it? Because you had to make a grade?
No, not exactly. Just I had an open class, and so I was like, this would be helpful for college.
So what is it like? I mean, for you now, like, are you guys lifting? Like, are you lifting every week now?
Yeah, every week now. For us, we have our regular season, and then spring season is off, but we have lifts and practices. So that's something different. And now I'm gonna carry it on, lifting still, and going into the fall season still lifting. So, yeah.
Hey, and during the break, you had a great question. We were talking about those internationals, and not to throw complete shade on them. Hayden, you played with some of those guys. Like, is there a lot to learn from them?
Yeah, they come in with more wisdom and knowledge about the game, so you can. Sometimes it's just good to sit back and take a development year and just learn off of them and kind of take some traits they have and their IQ and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
And just to just the background of this, from what I know, is that the internationals coming in from other places, the opportunity here is completely different when it comes to soccer and gaining a degree. Most of the time in other places, they don't offer that. So a lot of them, they come here for that opportunity to play soccer and to gain something that eventually can benefit them as adults. And yes, they're a little older as a freshman, but still, did you gain anything, any new wisdom? You said wisdom from them?
Yeah, you got a trick, tip, anything?
Yeah, not really any tips, just when to bite out the ball, when to put in a tackle, when to let it be, and when to put in a tackle.
can ever get like frustrated when they're trying to
over
guide?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes you can't even understand them and they start yelling at you and you just have to take it.
Just yelling at you.
Yeah.
So I talked about what it means. And you guys, I just want to point out that you guys were both started for most of your high school career. What is it like? What does getting into a game mean to you now because of the work and how difficult it is versus like high school? Jerry, I'll start with you. What does it mean now to get in a game?
Yeah, so now it's there's definitely a difference. I get more excited when I find out that I'm on the starting 11. I know in the spring season I was on starting 11, and then the fall I wasn't. So it's disappointing, but I mean it's a wake-up call, and just when you see that starting lineup, it excites you, and it means more than it does like a regular high school, and you just know you would start one game to the other.
How do you mentally get through those times? Yeah. I mean, because I know it's got to be difficult coming from being the man to starting over again as a freshman and earning it all over again.
Yeah, so definitely I would say it's just being disciplined and being respectful to your teammates. I mean, obviously you can't throw shade at them just because they're starting over you. Obviously, there's a reason why you're not starting. There's a reason why they are starting. So you just have to be prepared, and I would say just knowing your effort plays a part in you either playing or not. So I would say that.
Yeah, so like you said, I started in spring season, my second game, because I was injured the first. And then fall, I started some, I think 3 or 4 games. Going in, starting, kind of like, you're more grateful for it now. Because in high school, there's more of a set-in-stone starting. But in college, it fluctuates. It's crazy how much. Like, if you just make one mistake, you can get pulled out just like that.
So in other words, you're earning your spot every single week because somebody's gunning for that same spot.
Those practices go a long way.
Every single week, it's every single day.
Every training practice.
Yep, every training is you're fighting for a spot, playing time or a starting spot.
And that's something that, that goes back to the transition from high school to college, where I myself, I was always a starter here locally, against these players. And then when I went off to college, you start realizing like, oh, there's better people out here. There's stronger, taller, tougher players, opponents. How did you guys have to train mentally throughout all that? Even the coaches as well, how they want to start this play formations. Does anything of that go into consideration?
Mentally, yeah, it's very challenging mentally, but it's how you work through it and how you face it. It's, like Jerry said, your discipline and the responsibility you have of putting in the work. And mentally, you can be down, but you can't. You have to shake it off and you have to go. You can't remember yesterday and the mistakes you made. You have to go. It's a new day. It's a new practice, and so you go.
Be a goldfish.
Yep.
All right, I guess anything that you would like to tell, like, sophomores, juniors, seniors coming up, any, I guess, your best advice for them?
I would say stay disciplined and just give it all you have. Freshman year, it's a wake-up call. No matter how you see it as, it's definitely a wake-up call, and that's set the basis for the rest of your college career.
High school, people see it as it not mattering as much. But in college, this is your future. Your job depends on how you do in college.
Because it's paying for your school?
Because it's paying for your school, and not even, it's academics as well. This is setting up this is the foundation for your future. And so you have to take it more serious. Every single day is a war, and how much effort you put into that is what you're going to get out of it.
Well, Jerry, Hayden, thank you guys for joining us and spending some valuable time, just talking to us about your journey through this. We appreciate it. Soccer Town appreciates it. We're all more knowledgeable for having heard your experience. So wish you guys the best of luck in year 2. And I know you're going to do Soccer Town proud. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Stay with us.
Thank you.
Here's 2 of the nicest guys in the car business.
Hey, it's Eddie and Greg here from North Georgia Toyota. It's our big midwinter sales event. And our new car and truck inventory is steadily increasing. So shop now while selection is at its best. Greg, other dealers are going to say, we can't do that. What do we say?
We say, oh, yes, we can.
And that's only at North Georgia Toyota in Dalton. Come see us.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
When I work from home, I need fast, reliable internet. OptiLink provides that with no hidden fees.
Our customers depend on us for great service and quality.
And that's why we chose OptiLink Internet.
As we serve the needs of our clients, we need reliable internet service. That's why I chose OptiLink as my hometown provider.
Some people say you can't get fast internet. I say, oh, yes, you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today.
I'm Purvi, live in Dalton, Georgia, with Dos First Fresh Mexican Grill.
And I'm Rusty with Builtwell Bank.
My husband and I are business owners, and we have known Rusty for 15 years now.
Yes, we've done a lot of projects together.
That's right. And we need banking partners that understand our small business need.
We understand you can have a great idea, but you need financing.
Everyone at the bank knows my name, which I love. For my personal and business needs, my bank is Futbol.
All right, welcome back to Monday Night Football. This is our final segment of 2024. Just want to thank everyone out there for being supportive of this show and these local players. Please continue to do so in the offseason. Also, I want to remind everybody of the Kermes on Saturday at Delray Farms for Kenny. Get out, support, get some food, throw some cash at Kenny. And Fuerza Kenny, I'm wearing my shirt. You'll be able to pick up your shirt there. Anything you want to say to everybody out there?
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show, Todd.
Absolutely.
And Juan. Hopefully I see you soon, Juan. But other than that, good luck to all the college players and high school seniors.
See you next year, Soccer Town.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At coldwellbanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At coldwellbanker.com.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
I chose OptiLink because of the great local service.
We know computers, and OptiLink knows internet with high-speed symmetrical uploads and downloads.
My customers depend on me for safety and security, and I need fast and dependable internet. That's why I chose OptiLink.
Some people say you can't have fast internet. I say, oh, yes, you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today, 706-529-1313.
I'm Waylon. I live in Dalton, and I'm the owner of Elite Lineman Training Institute.
And I'm Mitch Sanford with Builtwell Bank.
When I left Georgia Power to start my own business, I met with Mitch and told him what we were doing.
I told Waylon, you're the kind of business we want to work with.
We have a very high standard for how we work as a company and especially how we treat our clients. After a very candid conversation with Mitch, we knew we were on the same page.
Today, we're working on several businesses, training and real estate.
Because they do the heavy lifting, so I can focus on my business. My bank is Builtwell.